Hello and welcome to the Manufacturers Exhibition Race 2 here from Monza. Actually the same weekend that the Formula 1 2020 race was at Monza, but I promise you there'll be no red flags in this race. So you can watch the qualifying if you click on the card above, but here we are starting in 12th, heading off on the rolling start down the main straight before that very tight chicane at the end of it. So we've got Mercado from Spain in front of us. Let's see if we can get this braking, this first turn right, getting some slipstream down here, and we just missed that guy. Oh, that was not good. Probably a little bit too late braking there, but oh, I'm quite sure why he got a penalty for that. If anything, that should have been mine, I would have thought. So again, another example of the unfair penalty system that nobody really likes and understands. But fortunately, I got away with that. I'm up into 8th, coming to this second chicane, and that guy who got the penalty actually went off wide himself. Another guy went wide there, Daniel Lusco. So now I'm up into 6th. So let's see if I can hold this together, because we've had a great start. Now up 8 places. As you know, I do try and make things hard. Well, not try, but I usually make things hard for myself at some stage during a race. But you never know, this might be one of those exceptions. So coming down to Ascari, and we've got someone right close behind us, but there's a whole gaggle of drivers there ahead, so try and keep this right. A good exit, and another lot of slipstream down here. And how we're going to do through Parabolica. So Danny 82 has have knocked down the inside and made it. As he made it through the exit, but he's a bit slow on the exit and lost that place again, and now we're literally all together. El Mike and Danny, and even the guys behind us are only 3/10 back. So here we go, another massive slipstream down here. Can we make this one stick as well? There's nobody in front of us to break into this time. Can we get the braking right? Yes we can, but we're on the inside, so it makes the corner a bit tighter. Oh, and over the rumble, and indeed ran wide, as did Danny Lusco behind us, who have lost a few places there. Yeah, back down to 9th. Oh, so we did the out-braking manoeuvre, but unfortunately, what's he nudging me for there? He's got a second penalty, unfortunately. It looks like he's on a controller, that jagged roughness to the driving he's got there. I would suspect he's using a controller. Don't know. So we're in 9th, we've lost a few places there. And oh no, that was me going off wide, spinning round at that corner. I did do that a few times in practice, but I thought I'd got rid of that. I thought I'd nailed that corner now, and now I'm down in 16th place. So there we go, and even got 17th. Yep, Cabex come past in his Aston Martin. So there it is. There was the corner that spoilt my race so far. Now back 3 places down on my start. No, 5 places down on my start. Started 12th, of course. I'm getting confused with the Red Bull Nations Cup race I've just finished and have yet to upload. That will be the next one you can watch, the Red Bull Ring race from the Nations Cup Exhibition series. So what can we do from 17th? So we're coming down towards the Parabolica again. We've got Cabex a second up in front of us, and we've got Mercado from Spain half a second behind us. So there's the orange dash on the board on the right, on the barriers. Wait for it's like the light post, and then the orange flash on the boards, which is my signal to put my foot down again. It's what I use. I don't know if there's usually something in the game, whether it be a shadow, a colour, a board, a tree, something. There's usually something in the game that you can take as a signal to brake, to accelerate, are there. It's where the road changes from wet, dark to dry, light in the road colour. That's what I use in my personal settings as my guide to brake, which is just after the double cones. I say the double cones I use as a guide only. It didn't really help in the start. It was so busy I even missed the cones. So I was a tad late braking, and someone, in fact it's Aston Martin again, gone wide there. And indeed, was he pushed? That guy in front's got a 2-second penalty. But we've already seen that these penalties don't necessarily follow on that you've done something wrong. But he's gone wide anyway. Oh, and I just missed him coming back on the track there. So we're up to 13th now. So we've gained 3 places since our own mistake. Can we make it up to our starting position and beyond? Another tricky complex here. You do tend to, well, I tended to understeer quite a lot to that Scary complex. So you'll notice when we're showing this replay mode, the exterior camera footage, we don't get any intermediate times, we don't get any gap times. But at the moment we're all close with traffic, it's usually visible anyway. You can see we've got Ricardo in his Porsche GT4 Cayman right behind us. And the reason why I haven't put a livery on the car is I didn't realise we could on these loaned vehicles. This manufacturer's exhibition series, you get loaned the vehicles for the season, and I wasn't aware you could actually put your own livery on it until I saw other drivers in the race. So I'll get back to me. Oh, there's a skirmish on the exit there. That's given Ricardo a chance to overtake. And now we're neck and neck with him, coming around here up to the next chicane. Look at this, we're getting a tow, almost having to lift off to stop ramming him too much. Now can we get a run it through, get a brake, brake, yes, inside. Whoa, he cut me off there a little bit. He turned in on me a little bit there, but fortunately we both managed to stay on track. See, that's the kind of thing you almost might expect a penalty for. You know, someone's up the inside and there's quite clearly, you know, alongside you going into that. You don't expect someone to turn in on you, but again, got away with that one. So the penalty system is so erratic. There's no consistency to it seemingly. Anyway, we're both there, and as they say, rubbing is racing. I don't necessarily want him to get a penalty, but no one seems to know what you're getting for and what you don't get him for. Anyway, 14th, we did lose a place, so what can we do now? As we come through Ascari and down the straight on the approach back down to Parabolica. I did promise you at the beginning of the race there were no red flags on this, like the Formula 1. Italy always seems to bring something, doesn't it? Last year it was a fiasco in qualifying where nobody actually crossed the line in Q3 the second time around. Oh, and Cabex now gives me a little nudge as he tries to muscle his way on the inside of the Parabolica. So we've lost another place now, but we have got some slipstream, or drafting if you're watching from the US. So can we get him down here? He's moved across, he's trying to break my slips. We've got another guy behind us, Siwi, who we've already had some incidents with already. We did make it stick that time, a little bit deep, but we managed to get around the bend and we are in front. Yes, there's the first overtaking manoeuvre done in that complex since the start. So he's right behind me coming into this next chicane. And he's not trying to dive down the inside that time. I've tried to keep the middle line there to stop him, but he's got a better exit anyway. Oh no, he's looking the inside. No, still got the lead as we go through Lesbo 1 and 2. So he's on my tail. He's obviously possibly slightly faster than me, but I'm defending all I can at the moment. There are times where it's just impossible when you've got someone with a massive slipstream behind you, but just putting your car where he wants to be, so he's not close enough to dive for the inside there. But he's going to get another toe down here. He's very close again. You don't need the gap to see it. It's visual. He's what, a 10th blink of an eye really. And he looks for the inside again, but just holds off. Slight lock above his brakes, and he's run a bit wide there, so that's given me a tiny increase in that gap. But he's still going to get a slipstream down here, even at that distance, as I set my personal fastest lap of the race so far. And there's a nice shot of the first hairpin, first chicane, sorry, and he's still right on my tail. Ricardo is making it up into 12th now. He's got past Climber Martin. Is that someone I can target next? Is he a bit of a slower racer? Can we target that one? Someone with a penalty I thought I saw just going past that corner ahead of us. See if we can have another look. No. No, but we are now. Oh yeah, he must have said a penalty, Amila, because he was very slow down that straight, so he must have had a penalty. And we are now right on the back of Climber Martin ourselves as we go 2 tenths up. Oh, I just had to brake a little bit on the entry, and it's a bit ragged through it, very ragged through it. So that's another place made up, and Amila has recovered from his penalty and is right on back with us. And now we're up into 12th again. I think halfway through lap 1. Sorry, as we've come up to start lap 6. I got up to 6th place myself. Just that one mistake at that second chicane cost me a good position. The trouble is, all the practice you do in the lobby racing, which is usually on my own, with other drivers come into the lobby with me, but I don't normally have races there. Maybe I should. I just concentrate on learning my tyres and the fuel, where I need to change them and whatnot. But this race is only hards, and we can last the full 20 laps on them. So there'll be no pitting in this race unless something absolutely drastic happens. But yeah, my lobby races, I don't get to do much racing with traffic, so you don't experience the lack of downforce or the lack of visibility of your braking points that you get with traffic. So it's just another learning curve, something else to experience. Now I've lost my place to Amelia again, and Cabex is still coming the inside, but I'm right on the outside. Oh, look at this, neck and neck, side by side through the Lesbos. And he's still there, and I'm still there. I'm still on the outside, and I haven't yielded. He obviously couldn't take the full wide exit line there, and I'm like, yes, I managed to keep that position going around the outside through the Lesbos. Wow, that was some good, close, fair racing. What a couple of corners that was. And now he's having a look down the inside. No, just that look was all it was. It was only a look. Oh, there he is, he's still there. What am I going to do now? What's he going to do down here? Now he's going to try again. Oh, he's exceeded track limits somewhere in all that. He's got half a second penalty. And he looks at the inside. No, still doesn't make it. So he's going to have half a second penalty. I think that penalty zone is after the Lesbo turns. and if I can stay in front of him to that, then that half a second is actually, oh, as we get a nice slipstream coming out there on Emilio again, his BMW. Can we make this one stick? Now we got that overtake thanks to the slipstream. Braked at the change of colour in the tarmac. So we made it stick, but no, it looks like he's got a better exit, and so is Cabex. Oh, so I've got a good entry into that corner, into that chicane, but I haven't got the best exit speed. Obviously my line wasn't quite right, and I'm compromising myself in there. But I say we know Cabex has got half a second penalty, which will actually mean more than half a second to him. We're wide on that exit as well. Oh, entry, we're wide there, which compromised our exit, but fortunately not as much as these two battling each other. So that was a really poor corner. But again, just didn't see me coming up the inside, and maybe I should have yielded there. We really want to stay as close as we can. See, I look for the inside, and that compromises my line again. So he's 6/10 in front with half a second penalty. That should be enough. Like I say, unfortunately, the changing speed as well does actually cost you more than the penalty you're given. So we've got that place back for now. But for now, we're still in 12th. So again, he's now right behind me once more, this time without a penalty. As we head down to that final parabolic turn of the lap. What's he going to do now? Oh, he's actually going to outbrake himself. Okay, that's given us a breather from him. Seawee's behind us. He's still there. He's only dropped a place. And he might even get himself a tow down there from Seawee. Two Germans crossing the line in 13th and 14th. So let's try again to catch Emilio up. Spanish driver ahead of me, slightly better corner that time. Cabex and Seawee are right on each other's. They're gonna. I haven't spent as much time on this video. I could show you some of the different battles as I'm on my own a little bit. I'm trying to get these videos done as quickly as I can, as Cabex does look like, yes, he's got past, but he's gone deep. So what's the outcome of that? It's Cabex has made the position stick. He'll no doubt be catching me again. There he is in the background, no sign of Seawee there, so what happened to Seawee? I don't know, there's a yellow flag somewhere as well. Yep, someone's gone wide. El Mikey has gone wide somewhere by the look of that, so we're now up to 11th. Now I'm saying we're not going to see any pit stops in this race. That's my personal strategy. Doesn't mean to say people can't. Maybe depending on how you set your brake bias. I set mine to even out the wear of my tyres as much as possible. So as much as I can do, they all wear out as close to even as possible, but you can set your brake bias differently and therefore have your front tyres wear out quicker and therefore maybe need to pit. So we might see some pit stops. We might have already seen some if I've missed any, but there were some in this race from other people. In fact, I think I even got past someone as they were pitting, so we might get to see that yet. But my personal choice was to set the brake bias. I can't remember what I set it to be fair, but whatever it was, to even out that wear and do the whole 20 laps on the one set. As you can see, apart from the couple of laps where I've had incidences, I'm averaging like in the mid to late 2:01s. My qualifying time was a 2:00.2, I believe, to get me 12th. I think the pole position was a 1:59 or 1:58 something. But so far, apart from that incident on the lap 2 of that second chicane, the racing's been good. The battles have been relatively fair. No penalties from myself so far. And we're aiming to catch up this battle of these 3 guys in front of us. Ricciardo, Amilla and whoever's in 8th. See how they're number 11. That means that before we entered this race, I was the 11th highest B rated driver, or just rated driver. I think there were a couple of C rated drivers in this race, because I am near the bottom of the B rating rankings. But that number 11 denotes the fact that I'm the 11th fastest, so to qualify 12th, you could say, is about right. You don't know whether people have moved up from C's or moved down from higher up in the B rated rankings. But where we are currently is about right to our number, our position in the rankings. So there you go, El Mikey and Cabex have both pitted. So they have chosen to pit, to put fresh tyres on, even though they were only lapping maybe about my time, possibly a little bit faster, which is why. But that's given me a massive breather. Now, are they going to catch up? Is that strategy going to work for them? Let's wait and see. Next time we click to an in-camera shot, we can see how far back Cabex is. And Sudoku, he obviously likes a challenge. So here we go. So Cabex is 13 seconds back, but he's just disappeared from behind me now. So what's happened there? Daniel Lusco. Oh, it's because I just overtaken Daniel Lusco. But also Mercado. Now he must have pitted too, because he was in front of me. There's Daniel, and there's in fact both Porsches running together. And I think while I was looking, yep, so one's got a penalty, one's gone wide, and it was actually at that second chicane that they actually took each other out, which is why I managed to get past them both. While I was looking at the leaders, the positions on the left there, I actually missed that action with the Porsche. They took each other out, one got a penalty, and then coming out the second Lesbo, the guy without the penalty actually went off, as I had a bit of lose it a little bit there on the exit there. So we've now got a lot of breather there, the 2 Porsches in the background, and Cabex is somewhere even further back behind them. So 9th, got lots of clean space around me, so it's now time to set some nice laps, clean laps, and maybe get the consistency, maybe increase that lap. Can we go a bit faster on these 10 lap old tyres? So coming through past those Porsches, maybe distracting me a little bit. It's only got a 203 that time. So what can we do now? It's interesting that throughout the whole race, you do see the same drivers, because obviously I suppose you naturally end up with drivers who are lapping at similar times to you. Even though I was up in 6th at one point, maybe I wouldn't have deserved to stay there. Deserves the wrong word. Maybe I wouldn't have been capable of staying there in the top 6. Maybe this is where I should have been all along, really, had it not been for what I usually get at good starts. I usually make up a place or two. That time I made up quite a lot. But maybe this is where I'm supposed to be, mixing up with these drivers. We're certainly lapping very similarly, hence why you see these names pop up throughout the race, Mercado and Amilla. So very much on my own. There's Mercado in the background, and there's Amilla up ahead of me. So who's going to gain on who first? I don't know if anybody saw, just thinking of this Ascari complex and the name of it, reminds me of an Instagram post I saw with Raikkonen, where the interviewer had asked him if he could name 3 Monza corners. I think it's the first time I've seen Raikkonen laugh, because he said, yeah, I can, 1, 2 and 3. So I don't know all the corners. I think I could name more than 3. I have named more than 3. But I thought that was quite funny watching that. And he actually smiled and laughed. It's just nice to see from the Iceman. But now Amila's pitted, so lost a couple of places in that pit stop, and she's going to have to do some. Well, I'm saying she, Amila, possibly, but they're going to have to do some overtaking now after that pit stop. But again, maybe it'll work for them. So 8th place now. We've seen Kabek's pit, we've seen Amila pit, and we were both a lot of close battles with them. Amila's already made it past Daniel Lusko and is in 10th. Are we going to see either of those two again? Can we keep Mikado behind us? He looks like he's getting a little closer. But so far 8th. So oh yes, he got a very good exit from that chicane. Better line through there than I did. If I stick to the inside, it's going to make it hard for him to get past. And when I can't stick to the inside, I maybe stick to the middle of the track, make it hard for him to get past. He's trying to stick behind me, get that slipstream up towards Ascari now. Is he going to be able to outbrake? Yes, he is. I've given him a bit of room on the inside, knowing he was there. And now I've got the slipstream down towards Parabolica. Is it going to do me any good? Or is now he's got past me, is he going to disappear into the distance? There's Amila, so 6 seconds behind. We've got this and 7 laps to go. There's a long way to go in this race. So if he's a second a lap quicker, he will catch me. They will catch me. Amila, I don't know if it's a bloke or a lady, woman. But yes, quite possibly they'll catch me, especially if I make slower laps like the last 3 have been. But here's my slipstream down towards turn 1. Brake, inside. Can I make this stick? I've got past here a few times, but the exit's usually a little bit ragged on the exit, but I've made it stick so far. So another good overtake. GRT Didier is 15 seconds up the road, so I think he's beyond our reach. So 8th is going to be the best I can hope for. Can we make this? Can we keep this to the end? Now you should brake at the path, little path on the right hand side, which may look at that be a little bit too late, possibly. Sometimes it's better to go slower in to get an exit higher exit speed, as indeed it looked like Mikado did there. But again, we're still mixing it. We're still mixing it with these guys, so we're all fairly similar standard. Which, as he goes wide there, very wide onto the gravel. So that's given me a massive amount of space there. So now we are comfortably in 8th for the time being. There's no one down that half that stretch of the approach to Ascari. So this is 6 more laps to go, and we're currently 4 up from a starting position. So far so good. Now this is probably where we do want to watch those timings. So really I could do with being on the in-car, but as you can see, Emilia has now got past Mikado as well, and last time we saw he was about 6 seconds back. So 8th position, Amila 6 seconds down. Definitely closing, looking at that shot. Maybe 5, possibly 5-6 seconds there as they all come round that first chicane very closely. Now we're 4 thousandths off our fastest sector in that first sector, and yeah, Miller is very much now closed that gap with we've moved up to 18, lap 18 now, so we've cut those laps out. Nothing really much happened, other than the fact that I've just now, well, other than Emilia has now caned. I've just cut a corner in that chicane there, that second chicane. Must have just gone over it a tad wider than I had at other times. Half a second penalty. It's going to cost me nearly a second, and that does give Emilia a chance to get back. So that pit stop for her did work, albeit with a penalty from me. So 9th. We've got El Mikey and Mikado coming up strong as well. El Mikey was one of the ones I believe to pit earlier. But so far, apart from that mistake on lap 2, we're having a decent race. I'm enjoying this race. I like Monza. I've had some daily races from Monza in the Red Bull 2014 Junior, which was my first time driving one of these kind of like super futuristic fast cars, even before I drove them in this race at the Special Stage X. So not looking, nowhere near gaining the inside line there. See, I'm just not getting that line quite right there on that one as I straddle those sausage curbs. It means you're losing grip all the time. Your wheels are in the air, not able to put your foot down. And here's El Mikey. Oh, and that looked like Mikado had another penalty in the background. What was that? Let's see if we can see here. He has got some kind of penalty. Half a second penalty again, but he's gained on both of us through that chicane. But he'll lose a little bit more time around here. So we've got two guys. El Mikey we haven't had much racing with. Each one of the ones we haven't really been involved with much. Mikado's going to drop off a bit here by a second as he serves his penalty. So we've got this and a lap to go. What's going to happen in this final lap? We're currently 9th. Emilia has pulled away. Took a little ride over a curb there on the entrance to Ascari as well. El Mikey's now right behind me. He's going to get a good lot of slipstream. We really need to keep this clean and tidy, not to lose, well, what potentially could be 2 places on this last lap. As indeed we go a little bit wide there, but going wide sometimes, but not this time. Oh, although we are, yes, it has given us that better exit. Oh, is it going to be down here? Yep, so he's tucked in back behind me. I'm trying to switch my lane, see me switching from left to right to stop him getting that slipstream, and it worked. I'm still first into that chicane. Again, not quite getting the perfect line. It's giving him a better exit, and now he's going to look around the outside through, I haven't mentioned it, I don't want to get this wrong, but I believe, someone correct me if I am wrong, Curva Grande, I believe, is that this one? No, he didn't make it around the outside. Obviously going around the outside is a longer way to go, but he did definitely got a better exit there, and he has made it past. I have another little look down the inside for the next one, but no, didn't make that. So now I've got to defend against Mikado, who was caught up after that penalty. So we've got Ascari and the Parabolica to go. He's going to get some tow. He really is going to get some tow, but we have got a corner to go which will hamper him slightly through the corner. Come on. 10th isn't what I wanted at this race. After my start, I'd have probably taken 10th at the beginning of the race, and I'm definitely going to take 10th now if I can keep Mikado at bay. Both a little ragged, him slightly more so than me. As we come down towards Parabolica for the final time, if I can get my exit right, entry right, Yep. Nice one. I've got it. I'm sure that's it. That's done. Yep, he's not going to get past me before the line. And there we go, cross line 10th. 2 places up from a start. So I say, being up in 6th at one point, I'd have preferred to be higher up, but after my mistake, and even before the race, I'd probably, I'd be happy with 10th. So excellent, some good battling there, some good close battling during that. I hope you enjoyed that. I thoroughly enjoyed that. One mistake less would have been nice on that second lap, and I don't know where I would have been, but I enjoyed the race. One slight penalty for just going over a white line in that second chicane, unfortunately. But a good race, a good clean, what I class as a clean race. You know, the odd bit of rubbing somewhere here and there. I apologise to Siwi for that little shunt at the beginning. But there we go. Hope you enjoyed watching that. Stay tuned for my next race from Red Bull Ring in the Nations Cup. Thanks for watching. See you next time.